Hey gang, Doug here out at Iron Village. Today I'm going to show you this quick 4-movement circuit, and actually I don't have the total gym with me today. I'm going to show you this little circuit with some tubing or a super band. I brought a couple, or I have a few of each option out. Why am I showing these is just to show an alternative. Say you're traveling or you're away for business at a hotel, or just don't have access to your total gym. Not every hotel carries one, they should. But you don't have access to them if you're on the road or not at a facility that has one or at your home. So, obviously body weight's a great alternative, or one simple piece of equipment, throwing a piece of tubing in your suitcase or keeping a piece of tubing in your car is always an option as well. So, super bands work. Obviously, the thicker the band, the more challenging the movements will be. Or tubing. For the purposes of the video, I'm just going to use the tubing, but you can use whatever you have access to. So the 4 movements I'm going to show are kind of total gym inspired movements. So we're going to do 1 lower body movement, a lunge variation, 2 upper body movements, a pulling movement, then a pushing movement, and then a core movement or ab torso movement. So we kind of get the whole body, lower body, upper body push and pull, and then a rotational movement for the midsection. These 4 movements, again, could be done on the total gym as well, and I'll explain that as I go. So the way you're going to do these, I'm not going to do them in a workout style. I'll just kind of show a few reps of the 4 moves so you get the hang of it. First one, a reverse lunge. So with tubing, you can put the band underneath the tube underneath the foot, and then you can bring the band up here to the shoulders. So I've created some resistance at the top of the movement. So when I go into my lunge, my reverse lunge, I'm going to step back. Okay, as I come up, the band stretches out, so it provides a resistance. It's accommodating resistance. So at the bottom, there's not a whole lot of resistance. As I come back up, it increases, so it makes it harder to get to the top. Okay, so it's an accommodating resistance. Reverse lunge with tubing. We could do these on the total gym, foot on the glide board. As you slide back, you get your reverse lunge pattern there. So it's a similar pattern, obviously just a different tool for the job. That's one. That's the lower body movement. For the pulling upper body, this is really a full body. I shouldn't say upper body, because there'll be a little bit of a squat jump in it as well. So this will get the heart rate up. We call these skiers, plyometric skiers. So if you're kneeling on your glide board, you could do some sort of pull through, like a surfer type movement where you extend the hips if you want, stay down if you want. So it's a similar pulling movement pattern, just again, different tool for the job. So in this one, you just need something to anchor the tubing around. Start with the palms down. On this, I like to squat. As I squat, I'm going to pull the handles down to my side, my hips. Okay, nice flat back. So from the side, from the camera angle, I should have a relatively neutral spine. So I'm not here like this. Okay, I'm not straight up like this, but a slight bend of the hips and knees to load. And then as you come up, you can either just stand, okay, if you're just learning the pattern. So that's squat and pull. Squat and pull. If you want to ramp it up a little bit, you could go maybe with 15 reps, add a little hop between each rep, so like down, but maintaining that good posture throughout the movement, okay? Number 3 is a chest press. You all know that on the total gym with the as an option. So here, what I like to set up, so the tubing comes underneath the armpit, so I just wrap one thumb around, and then, further I go, the more resistance, the more challenging it'll be. You can press them straight out. You can alternate. Some people will do it this way as well, which is fine. Just some people don't like the tubing scraping against their arms. Again, whether it's unilateral or bilateral, whatever you're comfortable with here. I like a staggered stance just to keep a little better posture, a level pelvis, just driving out that way. Okay? And then the last one is the torso rotation, so our core move. And all of these, for the most part, this is pretty much in the same spot. You want the tubing to come out roughly parallel with the ground, especially on this last one. So this one here, a rotation, so you're here. Okay, this movement pattern can be done, of course, on the total gym, kneeling on the glide board, rotating across. So I like when you're using it with tubing, slight bend in the hips and knees, so kind of an athletic position. Arms extended, okay? This movement comes from the shoulders and more specifically the core of the torso. So we're not just moving the arms, they're extended and they're along for the ride. So we're moving from here getting the obliques, even glutes a little bit, low back involved. So it's a shoulder turn. See, my shoulders are pointed that way, as opposed to this, where my shoulders are always pointed that way. So arms extended, they're along for the ride. Okay? In a good distance on these, I like foot to foot, and there's always tension on the band. So I don't want to come all the way back here where we get slack, and then I lose proper positioning. But if I come back even a little bit, there's some slack here, I'm past my foot, or you don't have to come all the way across here past the foot. So if you keep it foot to foot as far as your range of motion, then there's always tension on the band, therefore always tension on the midsection on those muscles working. Okay? So again, that's just a good quick 4-movement circuit you could do if you don't have access to a total gym. Reverse lunge for the lower body, a little push and pull for the upper body, and then get that rotation in for the midsection.